Peace. In the name of Allah, I'm Aubrey Muhammad. I pray that everyone is well. Hempstead family, friends, and believers, welcome to my live session. And once again, this is another quick update in regards to Mom's court date. If you look behind me, I'm right at 99 Main Street. That's Hempstead District Court. And Mom's next court date in regards to AvalonBay's trying to evict her is Monday. That's November 28th, Monday, 9:30 a.m. We'll be here. Come join us, 9 o'clock. We'll be assembling right here. The front entrance there that's covered. I don't know how the weather will be, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's nice and mild, cool now. All praise due to Allah. It wasn't cold. I was all bundled up before, preparing for the cold, but it's nice out, man, you know. Nice, cool breeze on a Hempstead night. If you look down the street here, you see ain't too many people out. You know, it's settling down. Hempstead Main Street starts shutting down at 6:30. Saturday is nice out, so it probably was a lot of people out earlier. And so Monday should be fine. We'll assemble there at 9:30. Come support her, because it's not looking good. I gotta strive to get the attorney. Now, thus far on the GoFundMe, we've raised $970. And GoFundMe, they take a little out of that. GoFundMe takes like a percentage of that, a small percentage, but mainly that's for legal fees. That's for a lawyer. Now, the latest quote I got, which we still aren't satisfied with a lawyer. We have that, the legal aid, and they're insufficient. They side mainly with Avalon. They have a dog in the fight. That's unfortunate. That's the way legal aid society is. If you don't know that, you know now. Or if you know it, it's being verified and confirmed. They done locked up so many people, it's ridiculous. Now, the lawyer, she needs an elder lawyer. We don't have one yet. She does have a landlord-tenant lawyer, which is the next good thing. I wanted someone that dealt specifically with elder, though, because she's disabled, she's elder. There's a whole bunch of protections for them that Avalon just threw away, that just disregard. And also, she's still under a HUD investigation. We have HUD investigating this, and they've escalated that to the Human Rights Division. So we have the support of legislator Sayla Bayan, my good sister, and brother who's overseeing it, Brother Rodney McCree, director of the Human Rights Division in Mineola. So we have the support of them, and I'm real grateful to Sayla Bayan and all of our people who help in looking out for Mom. But we do need a more legal obligation towards funds. That's to raise money for a lawyer. I got a quote for $2,000 for the landlord-tenant, but that's a minimum. We need $3,000. We literally got $1,000, you could say, so we need 2 more. So please contribute to the GoFundMe. I'll post it below this, okay? Contribute what you can. I don't care if it's $5, $10. Somebody need to come straight through with the $2,000 to get this over with, to get us going to get legal representation. Because it's terrible. These corporations have outstanding lawyers. And it's fixed anyway. These courts are fixed anyway. Who do you think is manipulating the Avalon owners to displace people and give them a hard time and throw them out of apartments? Who do you think does that? Huh? That's the deep state. You remember COINTELPRO? That's still active. They're always undermining people. They control these corporations, even especially government institutions, hospitals. So the odds are stacked against us, and it's a harsh fight. So what do we have? The public scrutiny. Put it in the spotlight. We got to put it under a microscope. Got to put light on it. They operate in the shadows. When you're quiet, you're suffering your pain. You know, you're suffering your pain, and you will not have any justice alone in the dark, in the shadows. They will kill you, and when you die, they'll say you enjoyed it. That's what corporations do. Did you know that some corporations literally insure you as an employee? Big corporations, they insure you. And then when you die, they collect that insurance. Families don't never see that. You know what I'm saying? They do. Because they build their coffers, because they took a loss, they took an L, they had someone they were exploiting. And then when the ride was over, they collect. They get golden parachutes when the companies fail. What you do, you get your unemployment. You go on unemployment, and it really ain't a benefit. It's unemployment, what they owe you for you paying your taxes, because we overtax. Just put some funds towards doing what we need to do best. Look out for our family and friends, because we cannot keep being isolated like this. Letting one of us take an L, one of us get targeted. Then when it's too late and everybody says, oh, look what happened. And then we all looking for the tragedy, hustling and complaining about it. Let's be proactive. We got to take the fight to them. We got another sister right on Terrace over here, my sister Fern. They displacing that sister. They not renewing her lease. It's the same. Don't think that this is not tied into me. It is political retaliation, because I'm a community advocate. Everybody do this too in our communities. They torment, they isolate us, they target us. I appreciate it. Just offered me a free coffee. Good sister in the Dunkin' Donuts. Thank you. Yeah, I'm on the lot now. I don't want to drink no coffee. That was nice though. She offered me a free coffee. Keep me warm out here. But the show is, it's chilly, but it ain't freezing cold because of that wind, you know. The lack of wind is, the wind is, well, it's calm. It's calm weather. And I like it like this, man. This fall weather, coming into winter, which reminds me of that so-called holiday, Thanksgiving. That was a wicked holiday for Native Black Americans. That was Europeans, Caucasians coming across the water, and they had planned at that moment a 1,000-year plan to dominate, to control the hemisphere. They planned on stealing, conquering, and taking an entire hemisphere, the whole Western Hemisphere. Did you know that? That was a European plan for a 1,000-year plan to take the entire hemisphere. North America, this is North America. We call the United States of America, Central America, South America. They planned to take all of it and kill as many as they could in taking it. And on that day, those Europeans were planning on murdering and killing, and they did murder and kill, but killing all that they had to get the land, scheming, plotting. And it's a murderous day, an evil day. And we just go along with it because we're so weak. You know, we don't have any militancy in us like we should. Our militants, we've been killed, we've been down, but we need a very, very, very strong militancy about us in regards to this nation. No self-respecting so-called Jew, no self-respecting so-called pale-faced Jew would be found celebrating a Nazi holiday where the Nazis are giving patronage and thanks to God for permitting them to steal all the land and kill the people on it. And then they thanking God. No self-respecting Jew would be found, oh, you know, we get a day off. It's not the day off. We need self-respect. We need culture. That day, that so-called holiday, is a hijacked version of our ancient fall harvest festival. During the fall with this harvest, we had abundance. This was the last harvest before the winter comes. And all them like squash and stuff like that grows at this time, and we would collect that up, and it would be abundance. So what you do with abundance? You give it away. You invite friends over. There was a Native American tradition. When you went over your neighbor's house to visit them, their family, you would bring a gift. That was a Native American tradition. Did you know that? And what is the gift that white people gave us? Native people and Native black people. They gave us smallpox. They gave us death. They gave us theft, stealing, enslavement, trickery, deceit, treaties that they were knowing they were going to break. Caucasians have broken every treaty they have made with Native Americans in the Western Hemisphere. Every last treaty. Every last treaty. Yeah, a lot of people think I'm filming this Dunkin' Donuts. They don't realize I'm in a selfie mode. But that's nice respect, though. The people are respectful. They don't want to get in the way of my filming. But, you know, when you see me guiding people along, I almost said brushing off, even brushing nobody off, but guiding people along, that's because they think I'm filming in front of me. So I let them know I'm in selfie mode. You know, you can go past there. So that's good interruptions because it's good people. We in Hempstead, but it's a lot of people coming through here from other towns. We didn't grow up in Hempstead, man, because we lost so much. We lost our militancy, our sense of culture, our sense of self, our sense of community. And it started right with the family. And do you know why? All because we trusted this system. We trust the system of white supremacy. What's behind me? Up the street there. Look up the street there. At the tip of this street, you can't see it here, is the school I went to as a child. And actually it wasn't too bad because we had all black teachers that knew us from the community. Prospect School is at the end of this street. That is Prospect School. I went to that school. They miseducated us. Do you know why we in the condition we in? We are in the condition that we are in because we trust. We trust white people and we trust rich people and their stooges and their sellouts. We trusted them miseducating us. Go to school. We proudly sent our children to school. And then some of us would whip our children if we didn't go to school. They were miseducating us, dumbing us down, making us educated enough just to serve corporations and companies and serve white people who are easily looking to exploit us, take advantage of us, and our trust of a system that doesn't mean anything to us. We trusted them. We trust that when we call police, they're coming to help us. The police are set up more like armed social workers. The police in black community is a failed system. The police in our community, we have all these beef and this anguish with us. I mean, beef and conflict with us, and our anger and our frustration. And we take it out on each other. And that's because we're not militant. So our lack of militancy and not striking down our oppressor, we take it out on each other. That's human nature. When you have an oppressor, the white man in America that's been oppressing us, and we do not strike, we do not train to fight him, to counter him. He is the aggressor. He is the oppressor. He's the exploiter. He captured us, subdued us. He held us hostage on plantations for hundreds of years in the South, and even up here in the North. With slavery up here on Long Island. Matter of fact, the Hempstead village, on the village seal, has a racist slave master on it, George Washington. George Washington, they have proudly, George Washington entering Hempstead. He was a racist and he hated black people, despised us. Like Hitler did Jews. George Washington and the founding father, they were racist. He hated us. They had the, what was that? You call that a obscure tradition and it becomes a folklore or a fable, something that becomes popular opinion that's said over and over till you believe it. They said he had wooden teeth. Then was the teeth of his slaves in his mouth. And all his teeth fell out from that no good cracker sucking on molasses all day. And his teeth fell out and he replaced his teeth with the slaves. George Washington despised black people. Even when he died, he didn't even free his slaves. Those of us who were enslaved. That's our relationship with him. We trusted a system designed to keep them in power, to keep them in control. It was built on slavery. It was built on theft. It was built on stealing. It was built on lies. And right now, they pay and train police to lie and murder us. Politicians just lie easily. Politicians lie like it's a way of life, like they're breathing air, drinking water. Politicians. So we got to change the game. And we got to change our perspective to distrust. To trust, and we need to trust in Allah. We need to trust solely and squarely and rely on Allah. trust and rely on Allah. And He is the key to getting us through. And that trust, we trust them in the hospital. We trust their medicine. We trust their food. We trust that this thing. We trust that we trust in spending their money, accumulating their Federal Reserve notes. We trust that if we accumulate enough, things will be better for us. They just proved that right to our faces. That ye and Kyrie Irving, regardless of how much money you got, they could just take it from you like that. Allah did that. Allah did that to show us something, to what's valuable to us. What's valuable to us is our divine relationship, our divine connection to our ancestors, to Allah and the angels. And culture, we need our own culture. We as Native Black Americans, we could say Native foundational Black American freedmen. That's us that's been over here for centuries and built the country and got nothing in return for it. We have a unique culture. We need to develop that. We need to develop our own cuisine. We need to develop our own clothes and start designing them and doing things for ourselves. You know, we can do it our own games, everything, even a language. You know, things like that will bind us together. That must be done. Did you know that? We're going to have to frame a new language, literally. That's divinely guided, and that always gives praise and thanks and gratitude to Allah. You know, they have that saying that your soul is connected to the air. The soul is analogous to the air. You can't see the air, but you inhale it. The majority of the air around us is gas. You can't see it visibly with the eye, but we extract the oxygen from it. And we know it gives us life, but we just take it that way. That's your soul connected to Allah. We can't see it, but we know it's a connection because it's keeping us alive. And when we dig deep into it and we focus on the divine part, it gives us life. So when you give, that's your faith. We should put all our energy into our faith. Right? And then when we are so faithful and in our gratitude for what Allah has put us through, hundreds of years of this. Now we come out, He's putting us on top. Master Fard Muhammad. And when we are so grateful, when we realize this, the connection of our soul, mind, body, and our spirit, the connection of our soul and gratitude, we become so connected that every breath is a prayer. And that's why the Most Honorable Muhammad said, separation is more important than prayer. He said, I forgot the exact wording, but it was separation is better for us than prayer. You know, we should be doing separation first before prayer. You should be planning and plotting to separate before prayer, because when we separate, we're healed. That another sign was just given to us about that. The pandemic, that quarantine. We're going to have to do that quarantine. When we get reparations, land, support, technical and military for 25 years, it won't even take 25 years for us to do it. It took like the Y to build the Y in the Middle East. Am I pronouncing that right? The Y, the big built up luxury city, looked like Naboo, Star Wars Naboo. It has no greenery, just all skyscrapers and luxury and stuff. It took them like 9 years to go from the desert to that, primarily. Well, it only takes less than 10 years for us to build a civilization, but it takes 25 years for us to produce another generation that are clear from white supremacy, from falsehood, and from this civilization of death. They sell death as food. Pharmaceuticals, so-called drugs, they make them from, they're based in petroleum. Most of these pharmaceuticals, that's why they put so much effort into them. It's making money off of them, just like gas. You know, even cosmetics. All right, peace, bro. Just like cosmetics. You know, I didn't realize years ago that petroleum jelly wasn't good for you. They say it outright, petroleum jelly. I used to put that on my face, hands. It's getting cold out here. But I'm glad I got my natural healing balm on my hand and stuff. Petroleum jelly is a byproduct of petroleum. Everything is. They find a use and market and make you think you need a product when really it was waste. and all these drugs, they extract, Most Elijah Muhammad said this decades ago, they extract the vitamins and minerals from the foods, and now you eat the food, you vitamin, mineral deprived, so now they put those vitamins and minerals in a pill form, petroleum-based pill form. So now you got to go get the pill to compensate for something that you'd have naturally had in the food, in the fruit. You know, and there's supermarkets because we got to make more smaller farmer markets. But that's the mindset we got to have, a new mindset, a new way of thinking. And Allah guide us through it. As long as we're faithful, put all our energy into our faith. That's the key. Put all your energy, not into worry. Your memories are what? That's most of our worry. Most of our worry and our makeup of what's happening to us is our memories torturing us. Trauma and bad things and how things should have been better and things should have went this way and that way. That's a collective energy. That stuff is cluttering our mind. That stuff is clogging our mind. It's like built up engrams deep inside you, operating through your reactive mind, making you do destructive things, self-destructive things, bad decisions, thinking less of ourselves. We got to think more. We got a culture. We're the original people. The black man is God. The black woman is God. Thank you, Jesus. That is the Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. These are things that help us and empower us. And we fear none but Allah. Lose our fears, take all our energy, and put it into our faith. And watch how things change for us and get better for us. That's the same. It's only one way up. All we got to go is to the top. We've been at the bottom of this civilization for centuries. And when we are connected to the creator of the heavens and the earth, we're the universal. And all that cosmic energy comes into play. Boosting us right along. Allah got angels around us. He got habit making angels. These enemies think they're getting away. He strikes them down. He says, you're suffering, but what you don't see is I got angels making them suffer. You know? So Allah is on our side, and He's fighting for us. If we stand up and fight for ourselves and stop taking our pain out on each other. We do that so easily, man. We have our security blankets and our little comfort. That's the thing, we're too comfortable with nothing, with little things. And we trust in a system that's, I'm in the middle of Hempstead. This is Hempstead Village. This is ground zero, the epicenter of where they gentrify the village. Gentrification, the same gentrifiers of Harlem and Brooklyn, and slyly they've been doing it in the Bronx, is right here in Hempstead now. They've already displaced thousands of us, thousands of native black Americans. We've lost our homes. Our families are being broken up. Our children being dislocated to schools. We lost our small businesses. Thousands of us over the last 2 decades, all under the assistance and collusion of the local village board and that school board. They haven't said nothing. To recently, you're starting to hear people, some people have done little things about it. Dorothy Gooseby has spoken up about some aspects of it. And it was Don Ryan, he stopped the pilots for apartments. He fought against that. And it's like you could name the little aspects. They've just spoken about it, but it has to be policy for cultivation of current people, full resources towards cultivating the people. Their plan is to displace us and keep us nomadic. And it's a wicked plan. You don't have anything. You're not settled. You don't have a foundation. You can't pass on generational wealth. You're always just begging you're looking for a job. You're looking for your next meal. You're looking for your next apartment. They're going to build thousands of apartment units. All of them overpriced. That's what they're doing to Mom now. Monday in court, AvalonBay is trying to displace my mom from the Avalon Bay in Westbury to sell that 2-bedroom apartment. It's a 1,000 square foot, and it ain't even luxury. It's luxury / decent. They're trying to jack that rent up to $4,000 and some change to furnish it and rent it to Chinese college students at Hofstra. You know who those Chinese Hofstra students are? Those from that business school in Malloy and Adelphi? You know who they are? They're going back to China. Guess who sent them back to China? The CIA, the deep state, to westernized China. Those students are little seeds that they're educating here. They're not staying here. Very few of them staying here, and they're business people, and they're very successful business people. Some of them children are oligarchs, getting minority status, which is another category we gotta get up, the minority. People of color, dumb stuff. We native black America, we native black people, the original people. A black man and woman, creator of the heavens and the earth. We're with the God. And we're here on a mission. And we some minority. We last in line with that. Well, it's a whole bunch of stuff that's related to that. But fam, I just wanted to say to you, we must do something for ourselves. We got to take a new look at things, how we treat things, because they have nothing for us. They always have the bottom for us. And they have a select few, they're stooges, they're tokens, that they place strategically as successes, when in fact they're failures. And they can move them around at the blinking of an eye. Look how they're using Shaq, Charles Barkley, and the other sports figures against our brother Kyrie, who never said a word. It ain't even about the First Amendment, as he didn't say anything. Isn't that something? Them so-called Jews clamped down on our brother and buck broke him in the public. He didn't even say anything. He just shared the thumbnail from an Amazon link to a movie published and marketed by Amazon, the owner Jeff Bezos, a so-called Jew. Isn't that something? Kyrie didn't even say anything. So it's not even about the First Amendment. And many of us claiming, oh, is his First Amendment right? So they got to change the First Amendment now. Say you have the right to free speech as long as it's not against so-called Jews and certain white people. You know, we got to do something for self. Allah just showing us more and more every day how the enemy is moving against us and moves we got to make. But I know we can do it, family, and I appreciate your support. Those of you who have contributed so far towards Mom's GoFundMe, because we need that lawyer. We need the lawyer. I got the quote. I got it down to $2,000. All praise is due to Allah, but we need more. We need about 3 to be safe, you know, because if she does get displaced from there, they plan on evicting her. And people, they're not playing. They wouldn't take her to court if they wasn't planning on winning. So we got to come up with a public presence and enough public outrage to counter it. We need $3,000. Contribute towards the GoFundMe. I'll put down, and come on out Monday, 9:30, right here. Be here at 99 Main Street. This is Hempstead District Court. We'll be meeting right there. And your support is appreciated. And other than that, I hope that everyone's Saturday is well. You know, it's nice out here. And I'm about to wrap it up because I've been out here for about half an hour, I think. And it's getting cold. But it was nice today. And I hope it's nice with you. And I hope we keep a good spirit. You know, keep that light going. Whatever we're striving for, put all our energy into our faith. And watch how things just change instantly. Your outlook change. When you got now, your disappointments is going to be great too. It's going to be intense disappointment because all your energy is in that faith. Allah ain't our servant. Allah don't serve us. He's not the dog that we snap our finger, he jumped to. He doesn't. He helps those who help themselves. He'll help us. He guides us. Make a way for us. But he put us through trials too. Can we take the trial? You're going to get disappointed, angry at Allah? Yeah, please. We're grateful and gratitude that you selected me for this trial, for this journey. I want to be found in being with the grateful, the righteous and the grateful. And we are going to prevail because we are the prevailers, we are the champions, servants of Allah. Almighty God Allah, come to us in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, the only man that came from you. You can come on by this way. Come on. Yeah, this is a selfie. Thank you. Yeah. See, people respectful. You know, that's beautiful. All praise due to Allah. I will respect them. When you respect yourself, others respect you. And family, I hope that all your families are well. You know, it's a depression here. There's always been a depression in Native Black Americans. It's a recession for white folks, but it's a depression to us, man. We got to stop being so comfortable with nothing because you're on the chopping block next. They're about to gentrify Hempstead if we don't stop it. Displacing thousands or more. Thousands of us losing homes and the little remaining businesses we got. knocking down everything. And you sitting up there won't help. You watching from the fringe. And in your building, these buildings all around here gonna get knocked down. And you'll be looking for a new place and a new town. You're trying to go down south, trying to go out further out to east, Long Island, Suffolk County. Booker T. Washington said, cash your buckets where you are. And Booker T. Washington said, cash your buckets where you are. Grow it. Till the soil. The farmer take care of his land. Protect it. Fertilize it. And what? At the Harvest Festival, we have abundance that we share. It's not for greed. We got to kill greed and selfishness. We almost there, family. All right, family, I thank you for joining me. And I hope that your families are safe, that we're teaming up together, and we get our conflicts out of the way, and that them conflicts are resolved. Gratitude towards Allah for what we got. That kills a lot of beef that people owe you money, you owe them. Get rid of that. I did this for you, I'm gonna hold it against you. No, forgive them. And in gratitude to Allah, He'll clean the slate and build a great foundation, a strength and abundance. We have so much we won't even know what to do. We start helping the world. If they see the light and walk therein. And I thank you for joining me, family, and may Allah continue to keep us, grace us, and bless us in our faith. I leave you as I greeted you in the ancient Arabic words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Peace unto you. Enjoy the rest of the Saturday evening.